tournament title game? No state tournament game?
This is the game to see it go.
Goes on the championship.
Which would normally be the semifinal, but yesterday was actually the semifinal.
Right.
So I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to say state tournament game.
So it's a double elimination.
Yeah. So whoever wins this game has to double up on Omaha.
That I hope they don't. I want to go.
And then the title game's what, 2:30?
Two.
Two.
Is it two or two? I got two.
Two's
Is
fine.
it two,
I
right?
couldn't tell you.
I think it's a two. Hold on. I looked it up this morning because I was like, I'm not going to be late. I'm coming up there early. And I was like one of the first people here, actually. But I don't live that far away.
So announce the teams, then play the national anthem, right?
Yes. Yeah, because they'll stand out there with us.
They already, Ritchie County already took me into it, right?
They should have because Petersburg is the second. Your home team always takes it second, so they should have already. I didn't.
So we gotta get the ball rolling, or where are
If they didn't, that's their. Oh, we're playing Glenville this weekend. At the
Rage.
yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Class A State Tournament. Chris Kidd with you with Joe Mounts, our engineer, as we are set for the finals of the losers bracket to see who advances into the state championship game later today against undefeated Wahama here from Kraft Field in South Charleston, West Virginia. Again, these teams able to split yesterday in their first two games, as it started out yesterday morning about 10:30 with Ritchie County defeating Midland Trail 9-1 in 5 innings. Then Petersburg lost a heartbreaker 6-5 to Wahama in a game they led 2-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning before Wahama ended up striking for 2 runs. Petersburg took the lead back 3-2 in the top of the 7th inning. But then Wahama tied it, and then a 3-run home run by Morgan Christian gave them a 6-5 lead. Petersburg cut the deficit to 6-5 and loaded the bases with 2 outs, but a ground out ended the game and sent Wahama into the finals of the winners bracket. Then we came back yesterday afternoon in the first elimination game. It was Midland Trail falling to Petersburg 11-5 in that contest to eliminate Midland Trail and send Petersburg here. And then in the nightcap last night, In the winners bracket final, Ritchie County fell to Wahama 6-3 in a game that was tight most all the way before Wahama started to pull away late. And now Wahama will look to complete an undefeated season later today at 2 o'clock. But the winner of this game has the opportunity to play for a state championship. However, the winner of this game will have to win twice in order to qualify as state champion this year against a team that hasn't lost one game this year, as both teams being introduced down on the field right now. Again, Ritchie County comes in at 22-6, the same mark for Petersburg on the season, as Ritchie County making their first state tournament appearance in 6 years. Their last state title was in 2011. They've won 10 of their last 12 games and are now 6-1 in postseason play. And as we mentioned yesterday, 4 of Ritchie County's losses have come against Wahama this season. So 4 of their 6 have come at the hands of the undefeated White Falcons. On the other end, for Petersburg, they were the Class AA runner-up to Herbert Hoover in 2019. They've won 18 of their last 20 games, and 2 of their losses came to AAA Region 2 champion Washington. Head coach for Petersburg is Bubba Hedrick in his 16th year with 330 wins. Coaches are Doug Schwick, Estelle Seitz, Kayla Weiser, and Steve Whiteman. For Ritchie County, Dave Mosser is the head coach in his 37th year. He's collected 29 sectional titles in those 37 years. This is his 17th trip to the state tournament and has 2 state titles along with 7 state runner-ups. As the coaches for Ritchie County are Eric and Abby Burgess, as Ritchie County got here by defeating Weirton Madonna 7-2 and 4-1 in the regional finals, while Petersburg was able to knock out Clay Battelle in the regional finals 4-1 and 8-0. Right now, Petersburg being introduced over on the left field line with Ritchie County on the right field line. This should be an interesting matchup between these two. We've seen how close they were against Wahama yesterday, and both played outstanding in their other matchups against Midland Trail yesterday afternoon and yesterday morning. So we are close to the start of our first knockout game of the day, and see who will move into the state finals later on this afternoon. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back for the first pitch right after this, as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on video.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Getting set for first pitch between Ritchie County and Petersburg here from Kraft Field in South Charleston, West Virginia. Chris Kidd here with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions this morning. And just a reminder that whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. Again, that's All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. It'll be Petersburg as the designated home team, with Ritchie County at the designated visiting team for today's contest. So leading off for Ritchie County will be Olivia Pittman, the shortstop, followed by Marissa Jeffrey, the second baseman. Chloe Elliott, the pitcher, will bat third. Olivia Dodd batting cleanup, the first baseman. Batting fifth and catching is J.C. Gray. Batting sixth is Lillian Law, the right fielder. Batting seventh is Macy Ireland, the designated player. And the eighth spot is center fielder Carly Sanju. And rounding out the lineup will be Chaselyn Jones, the third baseman, as Carissa Weekly, the left fielder, will be the flex player. Coming off the bench will be Riley Gribble, Kiara Weekly, Carissa Weekly, and Addison Jones for Ritchie County. On the defensive side for Petersburg, you have Rohrbaugh in left field, Rex Road in center field, Champ in right field, followed by Taylor at third base, Ald at shortstop, Kitts Miller at second base, Burgess at first. Behind the dish will be Corbin, and on the mound will be Kimberly Minich. Minich pitched a fantastic game against Wahama, shutting them out through 4 2/3 innings before Wahama was able to break through finally and scored 6 runs in their final 4 outs. But then Minich came in yesterday trailing 5-3 with runners at second and third against Midland Trail, was able to shut the door on that inning and pitched a shutout the rest of the game to help get Petersburg to this spot. As her first pitch into Pittman for a strike, and we're underway. Pittman lifts one into shallow right, sinking, and it'll fall in for a hit. Gets away in right field. Pittman now going to dig for second base, and she'll slide in safely. And she has just been a hitting machine in this tournament. She came in 5 for 6 with a ground out and 5 singles and a walk to her credit. Now give her 6th hit and her 6th single as she'll advance on the booted ball out in right field. As first pitch into Marissa Jeffrey, just misses outside, 1-0. Again, Jeffrey, she's 3 for 5 in this tournament. 2 strikeouts, 3 singles, a walk, and hit by a pitch. As she fouls this one off to the right, 1-1. Pittman's speed out at second base has been a big concern of every opponent in this tournament thus far. She's stolen 2 bases. She leads the team coming into the state tournament with 15 steals. She's now got 17 overall. So she can do a straight steal of a base as well as anyone in the state. 2-1. Here's Jeffrey. This one lifted into the air into right field. Camped under it is Champ. She'll make the grab. Pittman will tag up. The throw into third's a good one, but it's going to get away. Pittman stands up, thought about trying to take home momentarily, but she'll hold still. So Jeffrey does move the runner up on the fly out to right, and that'll bring up Chloe Elliott. Elliott 2 for 6 in this state tournament. She reached on an error, flew out, has 2 pop outs, but then yesterday had a single and a 2-run home run against Wahama. She has 3 RBIs overall in the state tournament. She pitched both games yesterday for this Ritchie County club as she takes a big rip at the first pitch, and that's fair down the left field line. Pittman will score easily. Digging for second is Elliott, up with the throw, not going to be in time, and Chloe Elliott. First pitch jumps on it and laces it down the left field line, and it's 1-0 Ritchie County. So after a slow start at the plate in this tournament, Elliott now has turned up the heat. She batted .493 in the season with a pair of home runs and 25 RBIs, and now picks up her 4th RBI of this state tournament. So they get to Minich early with 2 hits And Ritchie County threatening for more as Olivia Dodd will now stand in. Dodd is 2 for 7 in the state tournament, 3 strikeouts, a ground out. She reached on an error and then had a double and a single, along with 2 RBIs to her credit. As Kiara Weekly will come out and courtesy run for Ritchie County in place of Elliott. Dodd leads the team with 26 RBIs coming into the state tournament, along with 15 doubles, and batting .438 on the season. The home plate umpire now appears to be ready to go again. We have 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Minich deals, gets away, and that'll have Weekly move over to third as Ritchie County threatening to try and put up a big first inning. Give Elliott a lot of support here as she goes to the mound. That one in for a strike from Minich, 1-1. We talked about the durability that it takes at the state tournament to pitch. Again, most teams that are very strong go with 1, maybe 2 pitchers throughout the year. As Minich misses high, 2-1, but you're talking normally about 1 game a day. Sometimes some tournaments you get used to playing where you're playing 2, maybe 3 times a day. But in this state tournament, these teams are going to have to play 5 games total. And Minich, obviously the ace of this Petersburg club. Elliott, obviously the ace of the Ritchie County club. And it's a lot to ask of these players to come in and throw this many pitches in this many mentally straining situations. And this is the 3rd time Minich will pitch in a ball game in less than 24 hours. The count now 3-2. Swung on and missed as she gets Dodd out in front as she took a little off that one. And Minich had a lot of success with that changeup yesterday and gets the 2nd out of the inning and a big strikeout there. That'll now bring up J.C. Gray. Gray 1 for 7 in the state tournament, 2 strikeouts, a pop out, 2 line outs, hit into a fielder's choice and had a 2-run home run for 2 RBIs in this tournament as she hit that against Midland Trail yesterday morning. She has Weekly standing at third with 2 outs, 1-0 the count. That went in for a strike with a fastball, 1-1. Misses high with that fastball, 2-1. Tried to get her at the knees, but missing low, and now the count at 3-1. Minich fell behind 3-1 in the last at bat as well, was able to come back and strike out Dodd. And now she comes back and runs the count full at 3-2. This would be a big lift for Petersburg after giving up first 2 hits and a run to be able to leave a runner stranded at third. So here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. She freezes Gray. And Minich digs herself out of serious trouble with back-to-back strikeouts, but a single by Pittman and an RBI double by Elliott puts Ritchie County in front 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning, as you are watching the Class A state tournament with us right here live on Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Bottom of the first inning we head as Petersburg gets their first opportunity as they'll go up against Chloe Elliott here in this finals of the losers bracket. Chris Kidd with you with Joe Mounts, our engineer, as Elliott has pitched complete game in both of her games thus far in this state tournament. Again, the first game only had to throw the 5 innings, with it being an 8-run rule shortened game against Midland Trail, and then went the distance yesterday in the loss to Wahama. So Elliott comes into this state tournament with a 21-3 mark. Again, these are her stats prior to the state tournament. 14 walks, 70 hits given up, 144 innings pitched with 234 strikeouts. Comes in with a 1.12 ERA. Had 11 strikeouts in the sectional final, then had 9 strikeouts, gave up 6 hits and 1 run against Midland Trail, had 9 strikeouts, gave up 9 hits and 6 runs with 1 hit batter versus Wahama, and she signed to play with Seton Hall in college. So Elliott going to try and rear back and find a way to get her team into the state championship game against Wahama later today as she pumps in a fastball on Lauren Ault. Fouled off back to the screen, 0-1. As Lauren Ault, 4 for 8 in this state tournament, 2 pop-outs, a fly-out, reached on an error, has 3 singles and a home run to her credit with 2 RBIs. Swing and a miss on that fastball from Elliott, 0-2. Petersburg trailed 2-0 right out of the gate yesterday against Midland Trail, and it was Ault who came back in the bottom of the first inning and hit a solo blast to cut the lead in half at 2-1. Now the off-speed pitch, this one lifted down the left field line. That's going to stay fair, and that's going to get up against the wall. Ault digging for second. She makes the turn, but will hold at 2, and a leadoff double for Ault, similar to Pittman reaching second base to lead off the top half of the inning. Now the 5th hit of this state tournament for Lauren Ault. And that'll bring up Maddie Champ. Maddie Champ 3 for 8 in this state tournament. Has 2 ground outs, a fly out, a pop out, reached on an error. Has 2 doubles, a single, and an RBI as Ault will dig for third as the ball was bobbled on the pitch. And now the tying run standing at third base for Petersburg here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss on that fastball, 0-2. Saw Minish dig out of trouble in the top of the first inning. Can Elliott start that here? There's one piece of the puzzle solved for her as she's able to blow a fastball by Champ for strike 3. That'll bring up Mackenzie Kitzmiller next. The defense for Ritchie County, you have Weekly in left field, Sanju in center, Law in right, Jones at third, Pittman at short, Jeffrey at second, Dodd at first, with Gray behind the dish and Elliott on the mound. His fastball catches the inside corner, 0-1. Kitzmiller in this tournament is 2 for 8, 2 strikeouts, a fielder's choice, grounded out, popped out, reached on an error, and also has a double and a single to her credit with an RBI. Tries to lay down a bump, pops it into the air, and Gray there to make the grab for out number 2. And the velocity of that pitch, just too much to handle on that bunt attempt. You see she didn't quite get the barrel of the bat down on that, got under it and popped it into the air. Again, a lot to ask with the amount of speed that Elliott brings on her fastball. That one hits the outside corner, 0-1. Burgess in this tournament, 4 for 8, 2 pop outs, fielder's choice, reached on an error, has 2 singles, a double, and a home run. And has 3 RBIs, looking for her 4th right here. She had a big game against Midland Trail. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And again, Elliott Gave up the leadoff double. Alt took third with nobody out. A strikeout, a pop out, and now an 0-2 count against Burgess. Swing and a miss, strike three. What a job by Chloe Elliott. Able to dig herself out of trouble just as Minich did, but she leaves the scoreboard blank as we head to the top of the second inning. It's now Ritchie County in the lead at 1-0 as we take a look at the strikeout from Elliott as we go to break of Jenna Burgess. So great dig by both pitchers. We head to the top of the second inning right after this as you're watching the Class Single A State Tournament with us right here live on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Back from break, and first pitch swinging by Lily Law as she rips it into right field for a leadoff hit. So for the second inning in a row, Ritchie County able to get the leadoff person on with a hit. As Law has her fourth hit now of the state tournament. Chris Kidd here with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer. That'll now bring up Macy Ireland. First pitch to her gets away, and that's going to allow Law to take second base easily. And a runner in scoring position now for the Rebels as Ireland 2 for 6 in this tournament, 3 strikeouts, a pop out, 2 singles, and an RBI. This one ripped towards third. Nice stop by Taylor. Throws to first in time for one. They throw back to third as Burgess's throw not in time. As Law able to take third base. So Ireland, sharp hit ball. Does move the runner up though. That'll give Carly Sanju an opportunity here to drive in her first run of the state tournament as she's 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, 2 groundouts, and a walk.
I didn't hear Mama with the big butt. Oh.
Okay, and the first base umpire coming over and wanting them to change out balls said that that one was wet. Minich didn't appear to have an issue with it either way, but they do exchange the ball. She's still kind of curious as to why it mattered. But nevertheless, we go back to action here. Infield playing in with 1 out. Sanju squared the bunt and pulled back. Count 1-0, 1-0 lead for Ritchie County in this do or die game for both clubs. That one misses 2-0. Again, a win here at least guarantees you a state runner-up finish. But obviously both these teams looking for more as Wahama awaits in the state championship. Sanju got a piece of it but fouls it out of play, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one fouled out of play, 2-2. As we debate the merits of foul balls and where they go up here in the booth right now. Hopefully you're able to hear that conversation. And now Minich has worked her way back to a 2-2 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Came with a rise ball and miss. Now the count runs full. Strike 3 called on the outside corner for Minich. A big strikeout for her third now of the ball game, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Chaselyn Jones. Just a reminder, West Virginia teams are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. First pitch to Jones. She squared the bunch and pulled back, but in for a strike either way. Jones 0 for 5 in this state tournament. 4 strikeouts and a ground out. Would love to break through here and put up a second run for Ritchie County. Lynch's pitch misses. She's surprised by the call. She thought she had gotten it in there. Now the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, she's not very happy with the call there as she opened her mouth wide thinking that she had had the strike called, but now it's 2-1 to Jones. This one lifted into the air towards the right side. Burgess camps under it, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. So Minich, the senior, able to dig her way out of trouble yet again and keeps Ritchie County off the scoreboard here in the top of the second inning. We move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 your score in favor of Ritchie County as you're watching the Single A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
Now batting number 6, Michaela Taylor.
Elliott had 2 strikeouts in the first inning, looking for number 3 here. This one, though, lifted into shallow right, and that'll be the first hit of the state tournament for Michaela Taylor, and a very opportune time for her. So for the second straight inning, just as Ritchie County has the leadoff person on base. Now we'll see if Petersburg can break through. Again, they left a runner stranded at third base last inning with nobody out. Now it'll be Brooklyn Rohrbaugh to stand in. Swing and a miss on that fastball, 0-1. Rohrbaugh is 4 for 7 in the state tournament. Reached on an error, had 2 strikeouts, but 4 singles to her credit. She's made a couple of terrific plays out in left field for the Vikings in the first couple of games. She squares the bunt and pulls back. This pitch misses low, 1-1. Harbaugh got a piece of that one and fouls it back to the screen. Count now moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is the number 6 hitter in the lineup for Petersburg. We saw the bottom of their lineup pull them from the abyss yesterday a couple of times, but not on this exchange, as Elliott does pick up her 3rd strikeout and her 1st of this inning. Now got 21 strikeouts overall in this state tournament. Take a look at it again here on our instant replay. Just again, great velocity from Elliott. She gets such a good push off that back foot whenever she's moving in on the ball, as Braylee Corbin fouls her first pitch back into the screen, 0-1. Corbin 2 for 8 in the state tournament, 2 strikeouts, 2 pop-outs, 2 flyouts, along with 2 singles and an RBI. That one fouled into the screen as well, 0-2. Elliott looking to battle back after the leadoff single. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as runner goes, throw down, gets by as Taylor will get into second base safely. And now runner in scoring position for Petersburg, despite the back-to-back strikeouts. And that'll give Sammy Kolaw an opportunity. Kolaw came in late in the first game against Wahama, and she's 2 for 3 in this tournament, a ground out and a pair of singles, along with being hit by a pitch as she waves through the first fastball, 0-1. Kolaw even came in and pitched briefly yesterday. This freshman's had a lot of duty thrown in her lap in this state tournament, and she's come up big for Petersburg. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Elliott winds and fires. This one lifted into the air. Will it be playable? And it will get out of play just behind us. Count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elliott looking to dig out of trouble again. Again, left a runner stranded at 3rd in the bottom of the 1st inning. Runner at 2nd now, here in the bottom of the 2nd. This one lifted into the air again, but this one playable as Dodd will come in, and she's been about as sure-handed as anyone in this state tournament. She'll make the grab for out number 3. So both teams threaten yet again, but no runs crossed as we move into the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 your score in favor of Ritchie County as you're watching the Class A state softball tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Top of the 3rd we head is Ritchie County leading at 1-0. Chris Kidd with you with Joe Mounds, our engineer. His first pitch, a soft liner towards first, and a tough play for Burgess. Made a diving attempt but couldn't come up with it. And Olivia Pittman make that hit number 7 for her now in this state tournament. That was a tough play for Burgess. Did all she could. She knew there was no chance she could get Pittman if she took that on a hop with the amount of speed she has. So the only play she had was to try and dive for it, but the ball was just out of her range. That puts the dangerous base runner on base to begin this inning as Marissa Jeffrey stands in. Jeffrey had 2 hits in the sectional final, batting .486 on the season with 11 RBIs. She flew out to right field her first time up. She'll take a strike on the outside corner. This one ripped back up the middle, and that's going to be through for a hit. Pittman will hold at second. Throw gets away, but does go right to the third baseman. And back-to-back hits to start out this top of the third inning. We'll bring up Chloe Elliott, who in her last 3 plate appearances has torn the cover off the ball. Had a 2-run home run, an RBI single, an RBI double. She'll take a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Again, had that RBI double down the left field line in the first inning that scored Pittman and gave us our only run of the game thus far. Nice off-speed pitch. It's swing and a miss by Elliott, but it gets away from Corbin, and now the runners move up. So a serious jam here for Minich now. Second and third, nobody out. And you're dealing with the heart of the order for this Ritchie County Ball Club. She tried to get Elliott chasing outside, but nothing doing. 1-2. Swing and a miss as she comes back with the off-speed pitch, and Elliott upset it herself as she goes back to the dugout, and a huge strikeout for Minich. 1 away now. That's the 4th strikeout for Minich, and that'll bring up Olivia Dodd. And there you see it on our replay, just able to pull the string and got the bottom to fall out of that pitch. Just a lot of movement by Minich. Comes back with a first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And she was able to strike out Dodd back in the first inning with runners in scoring position. And now gets ahead of her 0-2. We're seeing a near carbon copy of the first inning perhaps unfold here, as when Minich was in trouble in the first, she struck out Dodd and Gray to get out of the jam, and she strikes out Dodd again as she comes at her with a rise ball. And Dodd unable to catch up, strikeout number 5 for Minich. And you see it again on our instant replay, just a great rise ball there by Minich. Didn't get it too far out of the zone and was able to get Dodd to chase as Gray stands in. She'll take a strike. Minich now. Just turned into an automatic pitching machine here in the last couple of minutes, as she has just been blasting strikes into the zone. And there's another one, swinging a miss, 0-2. Minich, Living from Wahama, Elliott, they seem to thrive when they get into these situations. Here's a chance to put an end to the threat, and just missed inside. Minich wanted the call but didn't get it. Counting out 1-2. But we've seen Minich, Elliott, and Living in trouble so many times in this tournament, and they've been able to find their way out of trouble. Can Minich do it one more time here in the top of the third? Count even at 2-2. Runner still at second and third, 2 outs. Swung on and fouled out of play by Gray. Gray with 1 hit in this state tournament, but it was a 2-run home run against Midland Trail. Now the lefty back on the rubber, ready to go again, the 2-2. No, ball 3. And again, Minich wanted the call but didn't get it. She even puts her arms out as if to ask where's the strike zone at. As now the count runs to 3-2, and it's ball 4. Gray able to work her way out of an 0-2 hole in that at bat and draws the 2-out walk to load the bases, and that'll bring up Lillian Law. And Law had a single to right field to start the second inning. As Coach Hedrick wants to come out and settle down his infield here in this crucial situation. Bases loaded. Petersburg trails it 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. And with the way Elliott pitches, they know that every run is going to be crucial in this contest. While we have a moment, just a reminder that CBS Equipment has over 30 years experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is proud to support the Independence Lady Patriots as well as the 2021 Softball State Tournament participants. We are here at Kraft Field in South Charleston, West Virginia, where today the state titles will be decided in Class Single A, Double A, and Triple A. We are here at Kraft Field, where Wahama awaits the winner of this contest between Ritchie County and Petersburg. And Wahama will try and complete an undefeated season later today as they'll come in at 26-0. They faced scares from both these teams yesterday, but need only one win to take the title. Whoever wins this will need 2 more wins. As the first pitch to Law, lifted into shallow left. Coming in strong is Warbaugh. She'll make the grab for out number 3. She started back, then started in. And Rohball was able to come in and make that snag to prevent Ritchie County from plating anymore and keep this at a 1-0 game. As we'll be back after this as you are watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Bottom of the third inning we head as Ritchie County still leading at 1-0 over Petersburg. Chris Kidd with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions, as Elliott and Minich continue to dig their ways out of trouble. Bases loaded last inning, and Minich able to climb out of it. And it was second and third with nobody out. She was able to dig out of it. Now she'll come to the plate for the first time this afternoon. Minich 1 for 6 in this state tournament. 2 flyouts, a pop out, a strikeout, a ground out, and an RBI single. She quickly gets ahead of Elliott, 2-0. This will send things back to the top of the order following this at bat. This one ripped towards second, and it gets through the legs of Jeffrey into right field. That was a sharp hit ball by Minich, still probably pumped up after getting out of that jam last inning. And she gets things started right here for Petersburg in the bottom of the third as Caitlin Cooper will come on to run now. Cooper will run in place of minutes so she can go back and get her rest in the dugout. And that'll bring Lauren Alt back to the plate. Alt doubled down the left field line to start things off in the bottom of the first inning, but was then later stranded at third base. Cooper's come on to courtesy run several times over at first base for Petersburg. She's got a lot of speed over there. First pitch swung on a miss. Quick throw down to first. Going to be a little late as they check on Cooper to make sure she doesn't stray too far off the bag. The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball by Elliott as that one was tailing away. And able to get Alt to miss. 1-2 the count again. Alt with 5 hits in this state tournament. Batting over 500 overall. Looking for a big hit here, but can't come up with it as Elliott comes back with strikeout number 5 here this morning. And that'll bring up Maddie Champ, the right fielder. Champ was one of those strikeout victims back in the first inning. She fouls this one back into the screen, 0-1. Big swing there and a snap throw down to first, not in time. Champ swung from the hills there and couldn't come up with it. And now the count has moved to 0-2. And tried to go inside. Did she hit? Yes, she did. Elliott able to catch the inside corner for strike 3. As she has come back with back-to-back strikeouts. Now the inning at 2 outs. Runner at first. And the batter will be Mackenzie Kitzmiller as she takes a big rip and a whiff on that fastball, 0-1. Do want to make a correction. It's Brooklyn Rowball, from what we've been told. Again, it doesn't look like the way that it's spelled, but again, we apologize for the confusion on that. Again, it does definitely look like Rohrball, but again, row ball. So we apologize for the mispronunciation on that. And now the count 1-1. Kitzmiller takes a rip at another fastball and lifts it out of play behind us, 1-2. So a leadoff hit by Minich. Cooper courtesy running, but Elliott looking to leave her stranded and looking to strike out the side on this pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Chloe Elliott now finding a big groove as she struck out 7 batters through 3 innings and keeps Ritchie County in the lead at 1-0. And as we head to break, you see that last strikeout right on the outer half, and able to get Kitzmiller for the final out as we move to the top of the 4th inning. Still 1-0 in favor of Ritchie County as you're watching the Class A State Softball Tournament with us right here on Video Productions. prepare to start the top of the 4th inning. It's Ritchie County still leading at 1-0. Chris Kidd with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer. His first pitch swinging by Macy Ireland. Lifts it into shallow right center field, and backing up on it, making the grab, it's Kitzmiller for out number 1.
Yeah.
That'll bring up Carly Sanju, who struck out in her first plate appearance. Again, both these pitchers have been able to get out of jams. They both like to have a comfortable inning, as Elliott just had her first one. After giving off the leadoff hit, she comes back and strikes out the side. And after having second and third with nobody out and then bases loaded with 2 outs, Minich was able to work her way out of that jam last inning. Sanju batting in the 8th spot. Squares to bunt and pulls back. That one in for a strike. Count moves to 2-1. And the winner of this game moves into the state championship against Wahama at 2 o'clock later this afternoon, as that one gets away, up and in, 3-1. And there's ball 4, misses high to Sanju. And that'll be the first walk issued by Minich here today. And bring up Chaselyn Jones, who popped out to first base to end the 2nd inning. Just a reminder that whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. Again, All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. Count 0-1 to Jones. Tried to go outside and misses, 1-1. And this will be a big batter, as it'll bring things back to Olivia Pittman after this, who has a pair of hits already off of Minich. Swing and a miss by Jones, 1-2. Minich looking for strikeout number 6. As Elliott has 7 through 3 innings. Minich with 5. Here comes the 1-2, misses outside, 2-2.
Need consistency, Blue.
You can hear both crowds really getting into it right now. They know we're in a pitcher's duel, but they also know both offenses have been threatening. And now they count to 3-2. And it's not getting that outside corner call that she's wanting. As Jones inches in now. The 3-2 swung on and missed, as she came right at her with gas that time and able to retire Jones for the 2nd time. A big strikeout, as now Pittman will come up. Again, Olivia Pittman has been about as impossible to get out in this state tournament as anyone. She's 7 for 8 in this tournament. All 7 hits have been singles. And the one ground out she had, she darn near beat that out last night against Wahama. It was a sharp hit ball to short. Noble fielded it cleanly and threw to first, and Pittman still almost beat it out. Now getting officials time, as he was getting rid of one of the used balls.
Figure it out. Let's go. Gotta do better. That's a strike.
First pitch hits the outside corner, 0-1. And she gets a fastball by Pittman, 0-2. Haven't seen that happen very often in this state tournament. But Minich was able to sneak that one by her to get ahead, 0-2. Pittman just gets a piece of it to stay alive. And they may try and send Sanju in motion here. Not a bad idea by Coach Mosser, because even if she gets thrown out, you get Pittman to lead off the next inning. Let's see if she goes again here. She does. And throw comes down, and it is in time as they retire Sanju on the base path. But I like the strategy by Coach Mosser there. Again, even if your player gets thrown out, you do have one of your best hitters to lead off the next inning, and that's what will happen. But Petersburg able to have a quick inning and moves to the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing only 1-0, trying to break through against Chloe Elliott as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here live on Video Productions. Bottom of the fourth inning we head as it is a 1-0 lead for Ritchie County here in this pitcher's duel between Chloe Elliott and Kimberly Minich. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me Joe Mounts, our engineer. And just a reminder that West Virginia teams are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters this inning for Petersburg as Burgess fouls one straight back into the screen, 0-1. Burgess struck out then the first inning with runners in scoring position. Both teams have had their early opportunities. Now both pitchers trying to settle in here. As Elliott had a nice quick inning in the third. Minich as well. This one lifted into fair territory as Pittman will range over. She camps under it and makes the grab for out number 1. Michaela Taylor will come to the plate. 2 hits thus far for Petersburg in this contest, and Taylor has one of them. This one hit sky high towards the left, but that's going to get out of play. 0-1 the count will be. And that was Taylor's first hit of the state tournament when she singled to right field to lead off the second inning, but was then stranded on the base path. She tried to hold up, then went around on that pitch. Was just a little fooled by it and wasn't sure, but now the count at 0-2. Swing and a miss, strikeout number 8 for Chloe Elliott, second out of the inning. And she is really starting to roll right now. She's retired 5 in a row, and 8 of her last 9 batters she's faced. That'll bring up Brooklyn Roball, as Roball struck out in the second inning. Takes a big rip at this one into left field, backing up towards the fence. It is off the fence on one hop. Weekly digging it out and finally able to get it back in, but not before Roball pounds out a 2-out double to now give the Vikings an opportunity here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That ball looked like it had a chance to get out at first and ended up hitting right up against the bottom of the fence. You see it here on our Video Productions instant replay. Just an absolutely crushed ball.
Let's go, Red Girl.
And now runner in scoring position for Petersburg as Abby Alt will come out to courtesy run in place of row ball. And Braylee Corbin has an opportunity to tie this game up with a hit. And Corbin struck out in the second inning.
Let's go, Braylee.
Now they just announced the change in runners on the base path. Again, with the strength of both these offenses, what seems like dominant defensive innings can quickly turn.
Let's go, Braylee. There you go.
Now Corbin will climb in here looking to try and knot this game up. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 0-1. We're at a critical juncture in this game in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0 Ritchie County leads. They got their lone run in the top of the first inning. And we've seen zeros ever since. This one hit sky high towards the left, but that's going to drift out of play over top of Petersburg's dugout. Count now to 0-2. Elliott had 9 strikeouts against Midland Trail, 9 strikeouts against Wahama. This would be her 9th strikeout in just 4 innings if she can punch out Corbin here. Corbin spoils it off to the right this time. Count remains at 0-2 for the Petersburg catcher. Comes inside and hits the inside corner, strike 3. And that is strikeout number 9 for Chloe Elliott this morning. And again, leaves a runner stranded in scoring position as we move to the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 in favor of Ritchie County as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions. Is that what that was? I could hear someone screaming. So she was just crowding the plate then. That's what.
I'm a chef. That's what I do for a living.
Oh. No, I agree. I like it better whenever it's warm. One to nothing as we are in the top of the 5th inning now. Chris Kidd with you. Joe Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions. As the winner of this game moves into the state championship at 2 o'clock later today against undefeated Wahama. Wahama defeated Petersburg 6-5 yesterday, defeated Ritchie County 6-3 last night. Again, Ritchie County didn't get out of here till after 10 o'clock last night as that game ran a little late. Again, we had the 1-hour delay yesterday because of the rain and the thunderstorms that happened the previous night. And thus they pushed the afternoon games back an hour as well. And Ritchie County definitely had a little bit more of the disadvantage as far as rest goes. But they have jumped out to the 1-0 lead as Pittman leads off, hits it sky high towards right field. Backing up is Champ, and she'll make the grab for out number 1. That'll just be the second time in this state tournament that Pittman has been retired. Now that'll bring up Marissa Jeffrey. Jeffrey is 1 for 2 today. She flew out to right field in the first inning and singled to center field in the third inning.
Good pitch. Good pitch.
Minich misses on the outside, 1-0. That one looks as if it missed a little low and outside, 2-0. Swing and a miss as Jeffrey goes after the 2-0 fastball and comes up empty. And Jeffrey was the last player to register a hit off of Minich. Ever since then, she's retired 6 of the last 8 she's faced. She had 2 walks sandwiched in there as well. Now the 2-2 can't hit the outside corner, and now it's 3-2. Again, Minich just hasn't been able to get that outside corner all morning. Here's the 3-2 as Jeffrey fouls it off to the right side. Jeffrey with 4 hits in this state tournament. 4 for 7 overall. Looking for a 1-out hit here, and instead will find strike 3 as it buckles her at her knees, and that'll be out number 2. Great location pitch by Minich that time. You see it here on our Video Productions instant replay. And a great frame as well by Corbin in order to get that ball back a little bit. That is now the 6th punch out this morning for Minich as she'll go up against Elliott. Elliott checks swings. This could be trouble down the right side, but it'll just land foul. Elliott today 1 for 2, had an RBI double in the first inning to give herself and give this game its only run, and then struck out in the third inning. Swing and a miss as again Minich comes with that off-speed pitch. That's what she got Elliott on earlier there. She struck her out. With that off-speed changeup, and she gets out in front of her now 0-2. Comes back with a rise ball, but misses 1-2. Minich looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the day. It would be the first 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher. So that one skips out of her hands. She even laughed about that as it came dribbling up there. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elliott smacks one foul down the third base side. Said she had the 2-run home run yesterday in the loss to Wahama. Can she connect again here? Rise ball misses, and now it's 3-2. Now here comes the payoff pitch to Elliott. Strike 3 called. Elliott didn't like the call as she stares back at the home plate umpire. But instead, that'll be out number 3 and strikeout number 7 for Kimberly Minich as she has done her part of the job. Now can the offense give her some support as Ritchie County still clinging to a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Back after this as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions. begins as Petersburg trying to crack the scoreboard for the first time today. Chloe Elliott trying to continue her dominance. Chris Kidd with you, with Joe Mounts, our engineer. As it'll be Sammy Kolaw, the 8-9-1 hitters for the Vikings this inning.
There you go.
Not even at 1-1. Elliott surrendering only 3 hits thus far today in this contest. This could be 4 right here, and it is as it gets through into center field. Jeffrey went diving for it, but couldn't come up with it, and a leadoff single to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Now the batter will be Kimberly Minich. They'll have a courtesy runner come in here for Kolaw. That'll be Kennedy Capasi, who's running over at first base now for the Lady Vikings. Again, Minich had a sharp hit ball towards second that got through Jeffrey and into right fielder last time up. Elliott was the one who was able to get the lone run for Ritchie County with an RBI double. Now could Minich match that in this at bat? While we have a moment, just a reminder that CBS Equipment has over 30 years experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is proud to support the Independence Lady Patriots as well as all of the 2021 softball state tournament participants. Now we're ready to go back to action. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at first as Minich squared the bunt but couldn't come up with it. 0-1. Jones playing tight end at third base, anticipating this bunt attempt. Dodd moving in a little bit on first base as well. Now Minich does get it down. It comes back to Elliott. Fielded cleanly, thrown over to first to Jeffrey in time for out number 1. No one covering third. Now we got a run down over at second, and she's out! What a job by Elliott in this defense from Ritchie County in order to catch Capasi trying to turn and go to third here. As we'll see on our instant replay, the bunt comes back to Elliott. Jeffrey doing a good job covering at first. Capasi took the big turn towards third. Elliott got over, cut it off, and was able to fire back to Pittman in time for a big double play. And instead of having a runner in scoring position with 1 out, now Lauren Alt comes to the plate with nobody on and 2 out. Alt had a double to start the game off and then struck out in her last plate appearance, count 1-1. We've seen it all tournament long from these teams, just great defensive plays when they needed them the most. And that a huge one there for Ritchie County. The 1-1 swung on and missed by Alt, 1-2. Elliott looking for her 10th strikeout of the game right here, after equaling her total of 9 from the first 2 games. And there is strikeout number 10 as Elliott is 6 outs away from sending her team to the state championship game. We'll move into the top of the 6th inning right after this, with Ritchie County still clinging to a 1-0 lead, as you're listening to and watching the Class A state softball tournament with us right here on Video Productions. with you, engineering. Just a reminder, these games brought to you in part by West Virginia teens who are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. This game also brought to you in part by All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. Whether you need your help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. As it'll be Dodd to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. That pitch gets away from Minich, and she doesn't even know what happened there. She just kind of put her arms up. They count at 2-0. Again, the only run in this game coming in the top of the 1st inning on the RBI double by Chloe Elliott. And since then, both pitchers pitched around a little bit of trouble, but have been in control of this contest by and large. Now it's just a matter of who's going to survive and move on to the state championship game at 2 o'clock today. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Eight strikeouts for Minich. She's looking to catch up to Elliott with 9 here as that one missed a little high. She has struck out Dodd in both of her plate appearances today. And does so again as she freezes her on the outside corner for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. So J.C. Gray will come up with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Minich desperately trying to keep this at a 1-run game to give her offense an opportunity. Strike on the outside corner on Gray, 0-1. And Gray has struck out and walked in this game. Swing and a miss, 0-2. That pitch misses outside. And another strikeout would equal Elliott's total of 10 strikeouts on the game. Misses inside and high. 2-2 now the count. Just getting a piece of it was Gray that time as she fouls it off the mask of Corbin behind home plate. Battling for the 2nd out here in the 6th inning. This one lifted in the air on the infield. Bird just ranges over. She'll make the grab for out number 2. Now that'll bring up Lillian Law, who is 1 for 2 today. Singled to right field and then flew out to left field her last time up. This one ripped into left field by Law. And that one gets through the left fielder Roball, and that's going to get Law over to second. She's going to make a turn for third. Here comes the throw in, not going to be in time. And now all of a sudden here in the 6th inning, Ritchie County has an opportunity to try and plate a second run, as it was a single to left field, and then the error allows the runner to move up to third.
Let's go, Vikings.
That'll bring up Macy Ireland. Ireland 0 for 2. Grounded out to third and popped out to second base her last time up as she's a little unsure on that swing and ended up fouling it off. 0-1. But again, every run could be so monumental right now, especially with the way that Chloe Elliott's been throwing. And the way that Minich has been throwing has been equally as impressive in this ball game, but it's Ritchie County that was able to break through for the lone run. Now the count 0-2. So Minich trying to keep the pressure on Elliott as she comes out for the bottom of the 6th, but a hit here could go a long way for Ritchie County. That'll be ball 1 on the outside. Now runner comes to the plate, throw comes in, and she's out. Law tried to sneak in and steal home on the throw back to the pitcher and gets thrown out. Oh, as that was a quick sneak attack that time that did not pay off for Ritchie, as we'll try and check it out here on our instant replay as we go to break. But there you see the throwback, and then Minich noticed it immediately and a quick throw home to Corbin, who applied the tag, and that keeps Ritchie from scoring here in the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom of the 6th with it still 1-0 in favor of Ritchie County, as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
One to nothing. Ritchie County leads it as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up this inning for Petersburg. Chris Kidd with you, with Joe Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions. As this is a win-or-go-home game for both these ball clubs. Winner advances on to the state championship at 2 o'clock today as Champ pops it up towards third base side. Pittman able to range over, and she'll make the grab over near third for out number 1. Now you get Mackenzie Kitzmiller coming up. She's 0 for 2 today. Popped out to the catcher and then struck out to end the 3rd inning.
Good sound contact. Let's go.
Chloe Elliott has been in complete control ever since a couple of scares in the early innings. That one fouled out of play, 0-1. She's thrown every pitch of all 3 games thus far for Ritchie County, trying to set up a 5th matchup on the year with Wahama later today. Fouled into the screen by Kitzmiller, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, as Elliott continues to puzzle these Petersburg batters. That is now 11 strikeouts this morning for Elliott, 29 strikeouts in the state tournament combined. And Jenna Burgess comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter, 0 for 2 today. She struck out in the 1st inning and then popped out to shortstop to start the 4th inning.
How about you, 19? Good look. No way!
There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
That's the left-hand batter's box. We got to do better. It's out there. Hey.
That one fouled straight back into the screen and perhaps over the screen.
Consistency.
Now
Blue.
count 1-2 as Elliott looks for the 3rd out and a dozen strikeouts on the ball game. Swing and a miss, strike 3, a strong and impressive inning for Chloe Elliott.
Behind the plate. Let's go.
And it looks like she was in such a groove she didn't realize she had 3 outs, but that will be the 3rd out to quickly move us through the 6th inning. And now we head to the 7th. Ritchie County hanging on 1-0 as we go to the top of the 7th. Back after this as you're watching the Class Single A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Macy Ireland will lead things off for Ritchie County here in the top of the 7th inning as they lead it 1-0 over Petersburg. Chris Kidd with you with Joe Mounts, our engineer. As Kimberly Minich has thrown 5 consecutive innings of shutout ball, but it's the RBI double by Chloe Elliott that is the difference in this contest right now, all the way back in the top of the 1st inning. Ever since then, though, these two pitchers have been outstanding, much as they have been throughout this state tournament. Swing and a miss by Ireland, 2-1. Ireland 0 for 2 today, grounded out to third and popped out to second base. This one ripped into left field, backing up his row ball towards the fence, and she'll have enough room to make the grab for out number 1. Ireland gave that one a ride, but a few feet short of the fence, and Roball makes another good defensive play out in left field. That'll bring up now new hitter here. This will be Riley Gribble, batting in place of Sanju. This will be her first at bat of this state tournament. Coach Mosser wanting to try and see if he can find some pop at the bottom of this lineup. Looks like they're finishing the exchange on the score sheets. While we have a moment, just a reminder that CBS Equipment has over 30 years of experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is a proud supporter of the Independence Lady Patriots as well as all of the 2021 softball state tournament participants. Now we're ready to go back to action. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-0, Ritchie County leads it as Gribble fouls the first pitch off into the fence, 0-1. Ball 1 on the outside corner from Minich. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike. And Petersburg will have their 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming to the plate next inning. Now the count to 1 and 2 as she gets Gribble to swing through. Swung on, lazy fly ball in the center field back, and oh my goodness, what a catch by Kitzmiller. How did she find the ball? That looked destined for a single by Gribble, and she was absolutely robbed on this fantastic play by Kitzmiller. I tell you what, Gribble needs to find the police and file a report. That should be illegal what just happened to her. That was a fantastic play by Kitzmiller. It's one of the best catches you will see at any level. And Kitzmiller keeps a runner off the base path now. Here's a bunt laid down by Jones, fielded over at third, throw on to first, not in time. As Chaselyn Jones able to beat it out for a bunt single to keep the inning going. And after going 0 for 7 in the state tournament, Jones picks up her first hit to give Olivia Pittman one more opportunity perhaps in this ball game. Pittman 2 for 3 today. She's 7 for 9 in the state tournament. This one slapped towards the right side. There's hit number 8. Turning the corner is Jones. She'll dig for third. The throw is in time, and they cut down Jones at third. 2 incredible defensive plays by Petersburg in the top of the 7th. Now can they use that momentum to find a run and push this game into extras, or perhaps win it with a pair in the bottom of the 7th? We'll find out in 60 seconds as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Last call for Petersburg. Perhaps this season they have to find a run to keep their hopes alive. Chris Kidd with you, Joe Mounts our engineer, but they'll have to do it against Chloe Elliott, who has struck out 12 batters in this game, and she goes right to work here in the bottom of the 7th with strike 1. And she has been the story of this game. Had the RBI double in the top of the 1st inning to give Ritchie County the 1-0 lead. Now she's going to look to try and make it hold up the rest of the way as Taylor laces one foul and out of play to the left.
There you go, Mick, you're on it.
Taylor 1 for 2 today, singled to right field and then struck out in the 4th inning. Pitch misses low, 1-2. And the winner moves on to play Wahama at 2 p.m. today in the state championship, but will have to defeat Wahama twice in order to claim the state title. But right now, the big concern for both is right here this morning as Elliott comes inside and misses. Comes inside again and misses just barely. Now the count 3-2. So Taylor, can she find her way on base here to put the leadoff person on? The crowd into it, and it'll be ball 4. And you hear the Petersburg section erupt, as that is the first walk given up by Elliott all morning. Now, coaches for Ritchie County and the infield want to come in and discuss things as the tying run is on. Again, only 4 hits given up by Elliott all day, and now she's holding her wrist. Looks like her at least seemed to be favoring it. Now, she did take a hit or a ball on the wrist yesterday against Living when she swung through and it hit her, but because she offered it the pitch, it was a strike. But then the very next pitch, she hit the 2-run home run, but don't know if there's any lingering effects from that. Nevertheless, she's looked incredible today, trying to polish off this masterpiece. But now here comes Brooklyn Roball to the plate. Roball 1 for 2 today, struck out and then doubled to left field last time up, tried to lay down a bunt that gets away. And they're going to say it hit her. So they say a hit batter on the play. Elliott trying to say she turned into it. Roball standing at first base saying that it hit her in the side. And now the home plate umpire, I'm not sure is certain of it, as they're going to talk it out here. As Taylor looked like she was going to get to second base either way. Let's take a look at it, and it looked like something got hit. I was going to say, it looked like it did catch her in the foot. It did look like she did try and make an attempt to get out of the way of it. The umpires now huddling up here to confer. And this is a huge call. And it looks like things will stand as is. And that puts the tying run at second base and the winning run at first base for Petersburg. Rayleigh Corbin now will stand in. Corbin has struck out in both of her plate appearances against Elliott. Let's see if she attempts to lay down a bunt here and move the runners up. She will. It pops into the air. Coming on and making the grab at third is Jones. Her and Gray both collided on the play, but Jones able to hang on for a big out. Now you have Sammy Kolaw standing in. She's 1 for 2 today. Popped out the first and then singled the center fielder last time up. Takes a rip at this one. It's going to go into shallow right field. Backing up is Jeffrey, and she makes a tough grab. Over her shoulder and a basket catch for out number 2. And this is a carbon copy almost finish of yesterday as Kimberly Minich comes to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning with her team down a run. The only difference is yesterday it was bases loaded with 2 outs. Today it's first and second with 2 outs. She had a sharp hit ball yesterday to second base that was fielded and was thrown out. Will there be a different story today as she takes strike 1 from Elliott?
You got it, Timmy!
And the winner moves into the state championship. Loser season is over. The 0-1 to Minich. Strike 2. And now Ritchie County 1 strike away from moving into the state finals.
That's atrocious!
12 strikeouts for Elliott, 10 for Minich on the day. Could number 13 put the Rebels in the title game? Swing and a foul ball as Minich gets a piece of it. Again, these two fought each other tooth and nail all morning long. It's only right that it comes down to them here at the plate at the end. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Chloe Elliott finishes a masterpiece, and Kimberly Minich threw one of her own. But Elliott's double down the left field line in the first inning proves to be the difference as Ritchie County wins a stress-filled and hard-fought game to move into the title game as Minich having to be helped by her teammates as she is exhausted and devastated as the senior gave everything she had in this game. And just nothing at all but either team should be ashamed of, and nothing but praise and admiration for the effort that they put in this contest. Just an absolute perfect pitching performance on both ends. But it was Elliott that had just enough left in the tank to be able to finish off her 13th strikeout and keep Petersburg off the scoreboard once again as the Vikings threatened in the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, we'll step aside for a break and be back to recap this game right after this as you're watching the Class A state tournament with us right here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
One to nothing, Ritchie County defeats Petersburg here in the finals of the losers bracket to advance into the state championship game today at 2 p.m. Chris Kidd with you, Joe Mounts, our engineer. As you look at our final stat line, Ritchie County finishing with 1 run on 6 hits and 2 errors. Petersburg no runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for them. And again, Petersburg just 2 very difficult losses in this state tournament. Again, falling 6-5 yesterday to Wahama. And then today, 1-0 to Ritchie County. But boy, do we have 4 very terrific teams in this Class A state tournament, as these games have been so nearly evenly matched all the way through. But it was Ritchie County and Chloe Elliott with her 13 strikeouts and our RBI double in the first inning that made the difference, as Kimberly Minich finished giving up only 1 run on those 6 hits and had 10 strikeouts of her own. And on most any other day, that would be good enough for the victory. But Chloe Elliott just able to dig deep and find almost a perfect performance for her. And now she'll go up against Wahama yet again in the state championship, as this will be the 5th time these two meet on the season, as Wahama won the first 4 meetings, won the first one 5-0, second meeting 5-0, third meeting 6-0 in the Little Kanawha Conference Championship, and then won last night in the finals of the winners bracket 6-3. So Coach Mosser and his club have a couple of hours to see if they can find a way to solve the puzzle that is Living and Wahama, as Wahama going for an undefeated season, as they will enter at 26-0. And 4 of Ritchie County's losses out of their 6 have come against this Wahama club, and they'll have to defeat them twice in order to claim the state championship. So again, make sure you join us at 2 p.m. this afternoon for the start of the Class A state finals between Ritchie County and Wahama here from Kraft Field. We'll step aside for the next couple hours and be back with you close to 2 p.m. today, as you are watching the Class A state tournament with us right here live on Video Productions.